Are you ready to up-level your graphics? This is an intro to Canva and color theory. To get started, head over to canva.com and set up an account. This tutorial is going to cover the privacy overview of Canva. We'll look at the design kit, design school. We'll color match graphics. We'll learn about using templates. We'll have an in-depth color matching tutorial. We'll look at presentation templates, interactive posters, creating infographics, and designing from scratch. Common Sense Media states what parents need to know about Canva. Parents need to know that Canva is a graphic design and photo editing, cloud-based graphic design tool for the web and for iPad. As per the terms of service, users are supposed to be over 13, partly because the app is designed to easily share users' creations via social media. If teens search for iffy images, they will find some, though nothing graphic. It is a combination of free and paid content, but if users choose elements that cost money, they only need to submit payment information if they want to download their work without watermarks. If teens connect through social media accounts, the app can collect all their profile information, but they can also create an account. Though users retain rights to their content, the developers can edit and use anything created within the app. Check out the privacy policy to find out more. To get started, go to canva.com and create an account. Canva is a free program, but also has a paid version. To start off with, let's look at the brand kit. The brand kit in the free version allows for up to 3 brand colors to be identified. So I'm just going to go ahead and set up some colors here. And if these are my brand colors, what this means is I'll have easy access to these colors in all of my designs, and I can go and change them at any time. This is the only component that I can set up in the free version. Everything else here is paid. You'll notice in the paid version you can set up custom fonts and add your logos. So the design school has a bunch of different resources, including a bunch of tutorials. These tutorials walk us through different features of Canva and are a great resource. They also go into different design skills. So if we just look at the design course Canva for beginners, you notice that there's a bunch of different lessons here around an introduction, templates, graphics, and let's just have a look at this one around color. So lesson 4, customizing colors, is a really good overview of how to use colors within a document. Talks about how to choose different colors, what a complementary, monochromatic, and analogous color are. There's a little quiz here asking a question around which would be most appropriate for wedding stationery, an overview of emotion behind color, and how to keep your colors simple in a document. So a really great resource for students in order to learn a bit about color theory, so that they have some understanding of how to use color within their Canva design. On the design school page, if you scroll to the bottom, there is a section that says resources. And to start off with, we can look at font combinations. So here we can select any font that we would like as our starter font. And what happens here is that Canva is selecting font combinations that we can use. So a really great way for students to see what different fonts would look like. So how we might use a comic as a title and then quicksand as our paragraph. So a really great resource for font pairings. The photo editor allows you to upload a photo that you've saved to your computer. And there's a bunch of filters that we can choose. And you can also adjust the brightness and contrast of your image. You can crop your image. You can resize your image, rotate, or flip. And then you can save your new image. Click on Palette Generator, Upload Image, select an image that's been saved, and Canva will generate the hex color codes for that particular image. So here we can customize our design based on the colors of this image. So I'm going to copy this color. I'm going to go back into Canva into my brand colors. I'm going to paste in the hex color code. So now my default color will be this green. And I'm going to get this light steel blue. And this one. So now if I'm working with this image, I have the default colors set, and my design can be around those particular colors. Click on Logo Maker. And I'm just going to type in this one that I've used before, Earth Talks, and make my logo. So here Canva's asking me what my industry is, and I'm going to say that my industry is games. And it's going to ask me to select up to 5 logos so that they can know my style. So I like this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now they're automatically going to generate a logo for me. So here it's Earth Talks and Game Developers, and I can use this logo within any of my designs. So a really quick way for students to be able to create custom logos. The color section allows for students to explore color theory. So they can begin by typing in a color or choosing from the colors below. And when you click on a color, more information about the color will appear. You can find out about the color. It shows the hex code for the color. I can explore different combinations, so I can see the monochromatic colors and all of their hex codes, the analogous color combinations, the complementary combinations, and the triad combinations, around with exploring other color combinations. I can learn about what this emerald green represents, and I can see ways that it can be used within design. At the bottom, there's more exploration of color, including a quiz to learn about which color matches your personality. This is a great way for students to investigate color theory and learn about how the color that they're using influences the mood of the design. Design Size Guide. The Design Size Guide allows for an exploration of different types of documents and social media in order to see how large the setup of your document canvas should be. So for example, if a student was creating a poster, they would go into the poster section and see all of the different sizes that a poster could be set up for in order to pick the appropriate size for their project. We have information about poster sizes and their common uses. So if we were designing a large poster, we would know that it's for decorative imagery, events, concerts, small movie posters, outdoor advertising, etc. And this helps students understand size in relation to the scope of the project that they're creating. If we were creating work for social media, we would click on the social media section, and here we would be able to view all the different types of social media. So for example, if we were creating work for YouTube, we see here that we'd want to create our channel icon, and we have our setup along with our channel art, our desktop display, our tablet display, and our video thumbnail. And then we have some information specific about YouTube and about the different types of artwork and where it would go within our YouTube channel, along with some examples of professionally designed YouTube templates. So here we have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and for our gaming students, we have Twitch. We can see all of the different sizes for Twitch, along with an overview of what we would need within our Twitch account, including our avatar and our banner, and some examples of professionally designed Twitch templates. This gives a chance for students to create a social media campaign or social media design based on the account that they're most interested in designing for. Support. The support section has a variety of different information, but the information we're most interested in is Canva for Android and Canva for iOS. Canva operates slightly differently on different devices. So this provides information about how to create our design and layouts on our iOS device. So if students are unsure of how to go about doing that, this provides information about how to do so. Teaching materials. Teaching materials section has a variety of different workshops around visual arts and graphic design, along with lesson plans by EdTech educators. It's worth exploring this section for ideas, inspiration, and for actual resources that apply directly to your classroom practice. Ideas. The Ideas resource allows for an exploration of thematic ideas. So let's look at this circus party ideas. Here we can see all the different templates around the theme of circus party. This is great when we want to show how a thematic idea can look visually. We can explore the way that color has been used within the circus party theme, and it's a great resource for students to explore and understand how different designs can be utilized. To get started with content creation, we have the option to search, to set custom dimensions, or to create a design from the selection. So I'm going to create a social media post, and this shows that my social media post will be 800 pixels by 800 pixels. The different templates will appear, and we have the option of free templates as well as paid templates. So any template that says free is free, and any option that doesn't say free will have a watermark show up. So this one is not a great example of watermark, so I'm just going to find another one so that we can see what the watermark actually looks like. So here we go. Here is a watermark, and this will actually show up with this watermark, so not the best example to use. I'm going to scroll back up to a quote social media post. I like this one. And we have the brand colors set based on the picture that was previously uploaded. So here are the brand colors that have been set. So I'm just going to change this. And I'm going to upload the picture that was based on these brand colors. It's on my computer, so I'm just going to upload it. And it's going to show up over here in the panel, and then I can just click on it and it will appear. Now it's quite a bit smaller than the picture that's currently there, so I'm going to have to actually make it bigger, and then I'm going to have to change the position, and I want to send it backwards a number of times. So that's too many, and I will bring it forwards. And I'm going to go through and just change some of the other colors. So I'm going to click here, and let's change that to the green. And this is a little bit dark, so let's see what happens if I change it to there. All right, so this is what my design would look like. And then if I wanted to change the quote, I can just click and change the quote itself, or I can go and change the font. Now the Canva templates are already set up with fonts that are actually meant to go together. So it's not recommended to play too much with the fonts and the designs in the pre-made templates. So right here, this would be the design, and I can upload this to social media, or I can put it into a presentation. I could add it to, for example, a Google slide deck, or if I was creating a Google site, this could go on the Google site. I can also name it. So I'm just going to call it new template. This is a cloud system, so it does automatically save changes. Here, I can actually share with people. So just like Google Drive, I can invite other people to be part of my Canva. Now this means that people will actually be invited to see all of my Canva. People could view or people could edit. So if I was doing a group project, for example, I could invite a number of my group members to actually edit my work, and I would invite them by email. And I can now go, if I'm done, and download this. So I have the ability to download as a PNG file, as a JPEG, as a PDF. Now with a PNG, I do not have the ability to have a transparent background because that is a paid feature. But if I download as a JPEG, that would work for most situations where I'd want the picture. And it'll just download to my computer. And that is a quick way to create graphics in Canva. This template is an Instagram template. So to begin with, I'm going to go into Elements, And here you can search for all of the different elements, photos or graphics. And again, they'll indicate if they are free or if they are paid for. So I'm going to go into my photos and I'm going to just grab this photo that I've been using and I'm going to move it, and you'll notice as I move it in this template, it actually clicks into the middle. So it automatically goes right into the background. In this particular template, using the positioning, so sending it back, doesn't actually work because what's going to happen is it's going to go behind this area. So as I bring it forward again, and just to make sure it's on top of everything, I actually need to slide it into position. Now looking at this particular template, you'll see that the colors don't look very good now. So I am going to, again, just click on the actual picture and you will notice that the colors will come up here. I'm going to close this panel and I'm going to go into my colors and pick my different colors that I want to use here. So I'm going to click on the green to change that. I'm going to select the background and you'll notice it comes up as the red. Now if I wanted to pick a color from here, I can click on it and the color panel will fly out and I can add a new color. I can go through the color picker this way. But I'm actually going to bring in one of my brand colors and see if I like it if I like that. And if I decide I don't like this green, I can click on it and it'll indicate that I've selected, and I'm going to go back to white. There we go. Sometimes you just need to make sure that you've clicked in the right position, and sushi place no longer makes sense for this image. So I'm going to change it to nature and you'll notice that it doesn't fit. So I need to stretch. And here I can move it around. And I actually don't think this font works very well for my new image. So I'm going to go in and change it. And I can change the size as well. And I'm going to make it bold. There we go. So here again, I can download this. I can share it. And while it has saved right now, you'll notice all changes have been saved. It's still called the sushi place. So I'm going to call it nature template. Adobe has a great tool for pulling color from photos. Visit color.adobe.com. You can import our image. It's going to pull colors from the photo, similar to what Canva does. The difference is under Change Color Mood, you have options, and each option will select different areas of the photo. You can decide on the color combination that best suits the mood of the work that you're designing. So I'm going to go with dark this time. And you'll notice that these are all of the colors, but I don't yet have the hex code. In order to get the hex code, I need to go up to the color wheel. And here are all the hex code colors that I can now import into Canva in order to have this dark color scheme. Another great feature of Canva is the ability to create presentation templates. So I went ahead and set up the color combinations from the photo. And now I'm going to create a design. But if you notice, when I click on Create Design, I have to look for presentations. and all of the templates are shown here. You can also get to that feature just by typing presentations. And all of the presentations will load. So there's more than one way to get to the presentation feature. Some of these presentations are free and some of them are paid. So I'm just going to select this one. And it has 25 different presentation pages that I can add. And I'm just going to do them one at a time. So I'm going to start off with this title page and then add new page. I'm going to click on the second one, add new page, add new page. So for the purpose of this demo, I will have 4. So to get started, I'm just going to actually change the color combinations. So when I click, you'll notice that the color is this blue color, which is not part of my color scheme combination. So I'm just going to click on everything that's blue, and it's indicated that I have the right selection. And I'm just going to go through and change the color. And I'm going to change the color of this as well. So I clicked on these quotations. You'll see that it shows that it's selected with this bounding box, and it comes up to indicate that it's white. So in order to change the color, I'm going to click on the white and then go in and click on my color combination. All right, so that's a good start. Now I'm going to want to change this picture because my presentation is actually going to be about food. So I'm just going to click and hit delete. And I'm going to go in and grab an element, search for a photo. I want to look for one that's free and one that looks like it would fill up most of my page. So for example, something like this is not going to work. So I'm going to grab this milk one and resize it. I'm going to hold Shift on my keyboard and drag it. And I'm going to send it backwards. That's as far back as it will go, but the other one was transparent. So I want to go in and set the transparency. All right, that looks good to me. I'm going to change this title. The presentation is about milk, so I'm going to ask the question, why milk? And I can change these fonts if I like. I can change the color of the font, or I can change the style of the font. However, like I said before, Canva was designed so that all of the different templates actually work together, and the fonts were chosen intentionally. So I'm actually not going to play around with those. Now this one here, if I wanted to keep the color, you'll notice that this color doesn't actually fit anymore. So I'm going to select just that and change the color to white. That's better. And then I would go in here and I could find another photo that I felt worked better. So this time something like this might work. Oh, I didn't realize before it was 2 pictures. So if I wanted to use that, I would either have to expand it, which would mean I would lose some of the picture. And so instead I'm just going to put it more in the middle. I could use the positioning area here so that I know exactly that it's in the middle or that it's center. So I chose the middle and that moved it to the middle. That looks good to me. I'm also going to change that so that the transparency, there we go. And I don't really like the color background anymore. I think it's too dark. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to change that to one of the other colors that we have. And then I would go in and modify all of this. I can change this text color. And if I was finished and I wanted to present, this one automatically changed up here. You'll notice that the title has changed based on this title here, and it has been saved. So students can actually download this, or they can present right from their computer. So I can go into presentation mode and I can download, or I can just present. Here it allows for transition styles to be added, or I can leave it as none. And I can present as an autoplay. One other thing that I'm going to show you, which I did not, is that you can actually go and add presenter notes. So just like you can do in Google Slides or in PowerPoint, you can add notes as well, and this will show up only in the presenter view. And then I can go and I can present. And there we are. So a really great feature, something that is just a different way to present, and everything is all in there ready to go. And most of the presentation templates have up to 25 different slides that can be added and customized. Canva allows interactive features as long as the final graphic is exported as a PDF. So here I just searched for poster, but there are no poster templates available. However, you'll notice that the templates that are available have poster-like qualities. So let's say I'm doing a research project on pizza. I'm going to grab this design here, and I can link links within the elements. So I have a picture here of pizza, and I'm going to go ahead and link a pizza restaurant and apply. And down here, I'm going to link a YouTube video about how to make pizza. And now when I export as a PDF, this will have interactive elements that can be clicked on and viewed as an interactive poster. I have not found that this feature works when importing your PDFs into a Google site. The actual links are broken and they no longer work. However, this is a great way for students to create interactive posters and interactive presentations. Working with infographics. Canva has a variety of infographic templates in order to increase the size so that you can actually see what's on your template. You just click at the bottom here and you can get it to fit or choose a size that will work. Now, once I zoom in, you'll notice that these are actually images that have watermarks on them. So if I wanted to remove the watermarks, there would be a cost. Or if I had selected this template but didn't notice the watermarks, when I go to download, there is an option to pay $5 and have the watermarks removed. So it's best practice to find a template that doesn't have any of those watermarks on it. So I'm going to change to this template. And I can go through and edit all of the information. I still have my brand colors identified. So I can go in and very easily change to the colors or change these colors to different colors that I'd like to work with. And you'll notice that all of the default colors in my template are also listed here. Canva has a variety of different graphics that I can select from. So if I'd like to change these people, I can click on Elements and Graphics and see there are a variety of different graphics. I can scroll through to select the ones that I'd like. And again, there are paid and free graphics. So I'm going to select this one. And resize so that it fits. And you notice as I'm moving it around, There's an alignment tool that's showing up asking what I would like to align it with. And I can go in and change that color to one of my default brand colors or one of the default colors in the template. And I would go through and change all of the information in this graphic. Now when I get to the bottom, you'll notice that there's the ability to add a secondary graphic. So if I'd like to double this or make it longer or add a different style of infographic, I'm able to do so. So let's create an image in Canva from scratch. So I've imported my Bitmoji into color.adobe.com, and I'm going to create some different brand colors. I'm just going to go through and toggle through the different ones until I find what I like. I actually like the muted, so I'm going to click on that and grab my color wheel. I'm going to grab this hex color and back in Canva in the brand kit, I'm going to change my colors. I'm just going to toggle between the websites in order to do so. Remember, I can only pick the first 3. All right, so these will be my brand colors, and if I wanted to use anything else, I can go back and, for example, if I wanted to use this sort of beige pinkish color, I can do so, but I'm not able to set it as my brand colors because I can only select 3. All right, so these are now my brand colors, and I'm going to create a design. I'm going to create a custom design, but if you are creating a custom design based on a template, we can actually hover over and see the size. So if I wanted to create something that would be like an Instagram post, I'm going to create my template to be 1080 pixels by 1080 pixels. The default is pixels, but you can also change it to inches, millimeters, and centimeters. 1080 by 1080 and create design. And I still have templates that are showing up on the side here, but I'm not going to use any of those templates. I'm instead going to use a background. So I can click on my background elements and see a bunch of the different free backgrounds that are available within the program. I could search for a background that is just a solid color. I'm going to go and grab this water. And you'll notice here that it shows up as the color background, but instead I'm going to go and change that to one of my brand colors, and you'll notice that the image just changes slightly. And now I'm going to click on adjust. Here I have the ability to adjust the image, and adjustment is available in all of the different templates, so I could be adjusting a photograph that I had uploaded as well. So I'm going to go and I'm going to use the blur tool. I'm going to blur it out so that it's just a background and you can't really tell it's water anymore. That looks good to me. I'm going to upload my Bitmoji and make it smaller. Going to center it in the middle and the center and add an element. I'm just going to add a circle, send it to the back, the circle smaller, position that in the middle and the center as well. I'm going to group the graphics, move it up. I'm going to add a border. I'm going to make this border one of my brand colors, so I'm going to make it blue. I just want it to be bigger so that it actually is a border. And just make sure that it's centered. Add some text onto here. Make it a headline, and you'll notice that it pops up just in the middle, so I'm just going to select it. I'm going to add a heading and select it and move it down. I'm just using my arrow key to move it down. Put my Twitter handle in there. I'm going to change the size. I'm going to position that in the middle. Oh, I want to position it actually at the bottom in the center. Just move it up a little bit. Now I want to change this to my brand color. Make it blue. And I'm going to add another border. This border I'm also going to make blue. I'm actually going to change the color, so I'm just going to move this. It can be tricky to select the graphics when different graphics are on top of them. And I'm going to add another element. I want this circle to be green. I'm going to send my circle to the back. And you can move around the different elements if you notice that your arrow is selecting the incorrect element. So I'm going to select these two, and I'm just going to center them. And if I'm happy with my graphic, I'm going to go ahead and download it as a JPEG. So give Canva a try, see what you can create, try a couple different graphics, check out the templates, and when you're ready, share on Twitter and tag me at Idea Smashing.